car. Obviously we would normally take these out as well, but not today. And the clothes won't be going out either.
No. Would you guys like, I don't know if we've got enough cups for everyone. Would you like tea or anything, or are you?
Slate, you take one, open. Thank you. So, what do you guys do to kill the time?
Oh, well personally I clean everything, don't I?
Big fib. What a nightmare you are. No, he does not come in and clean. I come in and clean. You, I guess you kind of go through stuff, don't you? See what's been sold, top things up a bit.
Yeah, every time there was a lockdown and then that lockdown would end, it was like Christmas. People were coming in and spending ridiculous amounts of money on goods to make them feel good.
I think they were pursuing more of a sort of spiritual edge of things as well. They were looking for things to make themselves feel better.
We don't want another pandemic.
We don't want another
even though we did very well out of it.
He was terrible. He was so bored. He was
This is a piece of dream amethyst, and it's a side table, for want of a better word. It's got the lotus flower for Buddhism on there. My wholesaler said a realistic price on this would be £1,500, £1,600. So I put a £2,000 price mark on it. If anybody wants it, they're going to have to really pay for it. They're going to have to love it more than I do. And who am I to tell them not to pay me £2,000 for something so beautiful?
Can you move?
Yes.
You able? I had this carved for Alan's 60th birthday. But it's my favourite thing.
Yeah.
There we are.
Unfortunately, people say, is it Ozzy Osbourne?
So you think it's time to
Oh,
Time
God,
to take
I think
care
I
of
must
yourself
have
a
let
bit more.
myself go.
House interview, Slate 7, take 1.
I'm Grace Lloyd Evans these days.
And I'm Alan Lloyd Evans. Modern day Druid.
We are
Neo-pagan.
It was a revival, wasn't it? That came about
Druidry revival, yes.
in the late 1950s, early 1960s.
I was a single dad with a 2-year-old toddler at the time. I went along to a Lunarsar camp, a harvest festival camp in Swindon. Took my daughter along and thought, wow, yeah, this is me. Started the Bardic course, never finished it. And met Grace, and we now run our own little group. Oh, Grace runs it. She, does everything. I do bugger all. I just say yes to you. And,
Good man. That's what we like. By the power of star and stone, by all that is fair and free, I welcome you to the ceremony of Beltane.
we call upon the powers and spirits of the north, the Great Bear in the starry heavens, and the Mother Earth.
We call upon the element of water. We call upon the salmon who dwells in the pool of wisdom. We call upon your qualities to be with us today, to bless our ceremony. Hail and welcome.
Yes, that's the beginning of the ceremony, the starting of the creating of sacred space. The difference between religion and spirituality. Religion is for people that are afraid to go to hell. Spirituality is for people that have already been there.
I think I've always been a Druid. I was looking for a place where I fitted. I was brought up a Catholic, and I didn't like it. And I didn't like it partly because I didn't like its attitude to women, and I didn't like that I went to a convent and that the Mother Superior could run the whole convent and a school and everything, but she couldn't do the Mass. They had to get a man in, a priest in from the local church to do the Mass, and I felt marginalised as a woman. I met a woman, she said, I'm a pagan. I thought, oh, what's that? So I got a book and it had different types of paganism. It had the Wiccan, it had the Nordics, and I got to Druid and I thought, that's me. That's exactly, or that's darn close to me and how I feel. I must be a Druid. So I didn't discover something and become it. I was it. I had problems with being in the civil service. I found it very difficult, and there's sort of fear that, you know, we're all dancing around naked and casting spells and slaughtering goats and all a bit bonkers, and that pervades hugely. And we just avoid telling people. I avoid telling people.
I never really hid it from people that I worked with, you know. And they say, oh, after your Druid camp for a couple of weeks, off to smoke dope and
Get
dance
pissed
around
and,
naked
yeah.
and get pissed. No, actually, we do no illegal drugs, no alcohol. Some people walk around naked if they have that, but you know, we don't all do
If
it.
they're brave.
If they're brave.
In this climate.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Name it. How would you like?
Day 2 of filming, second clipboard, or whatever it's called, take 2.
You've done this before, haven't you? You old pro.
So would you like to tell us your initial thoughts on the film?
It did, in some ways, make me think a little bit of Creature Comforts, listening to us talking. I wonder what animals we would be if you were to do us in plasticine. But it was nice because it felt very relaxed and very natural.
Do you think this film will help with people's perceptions?
Yeah, hopefully. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, it depends. I think we are quite stereotypical. I think if very much younger people watched it, they would just think, oh, old hippies, you know, because I suppose there's a slight bias in the people who would choose to watch it. Kind of self-selecting, isn't it? They go, oh, right, that's interesting. It's about Druids in Killeen, and I'll watch that. Where other people will just go, no, that's not for me, and they wouldn't watch it. And I think what you've included has been really representative of what we've been trying to say. You've condensed it, and you've picked the bits that I think are the bits I would want to see communicated at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
Yeah, indeed. Very well put together.
Well, goodbye and thank you. And thank you for coming to, thank you for taking an interest and coming to film us.
Yeah. We often do something at the end of one of our ceremonies, actually, is the Druid oath. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this our sacred vow.